Hello, my name is Craig J. Yeah, sorry. My name, my name is Craig J. Davis, and welcome to my channel. And again, I'm a bit drunk. I'm topping up from last night. This is Gordon's gin with Oasis. Bottle of Oasis. I found this in the fridge. Didn't know it was there. I don't know what the sell-by date is, but since I'm mixing it with alcohol, I don't care. Yeah. Just stay there now. Just stay there. Don't fall. Cry out loud. Can't find the lid. See. Right. Yeah. So my name is Craig J. Davis, and welcome to my channel. And yeah, I'm drinking again. I'm here today to talk about single Christians, to talk about singleness, and to talk about the curses and the blessings of drunkenness. Now, for the Bibles with you, go text message. Okay, right. If you have your Bibles, please turn with me to chapter 2 from verse 24 to verse 25, right? So that is Genesis. That's the first book in the Bible. Genesis chapter 2 from verse 24 to verse 25. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife were not ashamed. Now I love the latter part, because if you're single, right, if you're a single person, if you're a single man or a single woman, and you're in your parents' home, and say you're sneaking off to the bathroom and your parents see you, you get really ashamed, isn't it? Don't know, you get really ashamed. Say, "Oh, what are you doing, man? I'm naked." That's why you get a towel, isn't it? Put it around your private parts, and then you rush off to the bathroom so they don't see you. But if you're with your wife, it's not a problem. Why? Because there is that chemistry, that chemical element that makes you to become a bond with your wife or your husband, depending on your gender. Now, in this verse, right, where it says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Now, the one flesh is sexual intercourse, right? The penis inserts into the vagina, so they become one flesh, and the man ejaculates his semen into the vagina, and the semen goes into the what's it called, the overall, or the I can't. I'm a bit drunk, right? And then, but anyway, the point is, it's the semen that fertilizes the egg, and then over a period of 9 months becomes a baby. So sex is something that God created for one man and one woman within marriage, and out of that comes the greatest gift of all, the birth of another human life. This is why abortion is a sin, because a baby has a right to live. God planted that seed into the woman's faculties for a baby to be born. But So that's the end of that topic, right? Bang, right? Bang, it's gone. It's still because I'm now going to go into something else. I'm now going to go on to single people. Now, this is what Paul said, because even though that is true, a man should leave his parents and cleave to his wife, and vice versa. Why should blah 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 blah, and this should be right. That's in general speaking, okay. That's generally, but there are rare exceptions where God tells his people to be single and to remain single. Please now turn with me to I'm fucking Stephen. I'm fucking Stephen. Please turn with me now to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And this is what St. Paul says, also known as Saul of Tarsus and the Apostle to the Gentiles. And this is what Paul says, right? In 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Now, concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband, and this is where equality comes in, and likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one to the other, except it be with consent for a time, and ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your inconsistency. But I speak this by permission, and not of commandment. For I would, this is in verse 7. For I would that all men were even as myself, but every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner, and another after that. I say therefore this is in verse 8, yeah? I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide, even as I. But this verse 9. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. Okay, I'll leave it there. I don't know if I'm reading it right. So what Paul is basically saying now, right, is if you're not burning with passion, if you don't have any sexual frustration, remain unmarried, because if you're unmarried, if you're single, you can dedicate your life to preaching God. You can dedicate your life to preaching the Lord. I mean, I'll get this right eventually. You can dedicate your life to preaching the gospel. Thank you. And serving Him, right? But if you're really burning with passion, then pray to God to give you a spouse, to be married, and then you can fulfill your sexual desires. Now, with me, right, I don't have that. I mean, yes, I am straight. I am heterosexual. I'm as straight as a Roman road. And there have been times when I'm lonely because I'm single, and there are times when I think, and I long for the fact of cuddling up to my girlfriend or my spouse, on the sofa, and hugging her and kissing her whilst we're watching a sad, pathetic, romantic television on the TV. Oh, for fuck's sake, what the fuck am I becoming? But, and I did actually pray earlier, right? I prayed to God earlier about this. And do you know what he said to me? You are actually blessed. And how am I blessed as a single fat man living in his parents' basement? Because I am a loser. And he said, no, you're not a loser. You're a loser compared to the world's. Yeah. But as God said, as Christ said, this kingdom is not my world. And this is what God said to me as I spoke to him in prayer earlier. I was pissed. I haven't sobered up since fucking Friday, right? I mean, I'm drinking now, and I can still pray, and he can still answer you. Even though drunkenness is a sin, if your heart is sincere, God will still answer you, even if you're drunk, right? And he said to me, he said this, you're single, right? You don't have a wife, and you don't have any children. You are childless, and you have no kids. You're free! You don't have those responsibilities. Look, being married is, and having kids, having your own family, yes, it can be nice, but it's not all fucking rainbows and sunshine. Being married can be difficult. And it takes commitment. I don't have that. I'm single. I'm free. I have no kids. So, because I don't have any kids, I have no children to worry about. Because I don't have a wife, I have no wife to worry about. I have no commitment at all in marriage. I'm still at home with my fucking parents. Which means I don't have rent. I don't have to pay fucking bills. I mean, I do give a bit to my parents, yes, but that's from my own accord. But, when it comes to bills and the gas and the water, that's taken out of your account directly, isn't it? I don't have that. What am I complaining about? Okay, yeah, so I miss having a hug and a kiss. That's nothing. Listen, right? This is ironic. This is totally ironic, right? There are people out there in relationships, and they are more lonesome, they are more lonely, they are more isolated, they are more in despair than single people. Get your head around that. Because the world, right, Satan's world, likes you to think that not to be lonely, you have to be in a relationship. Not to be lonely, not to be isolated, you have to be in a relationship. Of course we know that's not true, innit? Bottles of golden gin, here we are, topping up! Right? We know that's not true. Anyone who knows about this knows that the most, how can I put this? In some aspects, yes, single people can be lonely, right? Because I know that feeling, but there are people out there who are in relationships who can become more lonely than people who are single. Think about it. Think about domestic violence, right? Say that you're a wife. I mean, okay, yes, men can be a victim of domestic violence. I understand that. I'm not denying that. But still, statistics show that the majority of domestic violence, the victims of domestic violence is women, right? So for example, right, you're a woman in a relationship and you've been beaten to a pulp by your boyfriend or your husband, right? And you're sitting there in the kitchen, you're glum, you're lonesome, you've got a black eye or a fat lip or whatever I say even to the point where your face has been smashed in by your abusive, pathetic husband, right? And you're sitting there and you can't leave the house, you can't go and see your parents or whatever, you can't see your kids, and just sitting there in the kitchen. Say you're having a cup of tea. Me, on the other hand, I love a glass of gin, but right, so you're sitting there. Try and get into the mind of that person, right? A wife who's been beaten by her husband. There's no love. There's no love. There's no peace. There's no warmth. All you have is loneliness, emptiness, despair. And you're sitting there. You're the wife who's been beaten to the pulp by your useless, disgusting husband, and you're just sitting there and you're like, and it's gone to the point where you're just numb. Try and get into the mind of that victim, where you're lonesome, empty, in despair, nor cry for help. These are just words, and words mean nothing unless you know the experience for yourself. And yet, there are times when I complain to God that I'm single. Let me tell you something about being single, right? Let me tell you something about being on your own. Look, yes, I can understand, as lonesome it can be, that you can't have a cuddle or hug. It's also a blessing. As a single person, I'm single. Look, I've got no wife. I've got no kids, right? I'm not in an abusive relationship. I'm not getting beaten to a pulp, because men can be victims as well, as I said earlier, right? An analogy I gave about a woman, that was just an analogy, because women mainly are victims of domestic violence, but men can be victims as well, right? Look at me. I'm drinking fucking gin. There's no one to fucking lecture me. There's no one to stop me. Why? Because I'm single. I'm not in a marriage. You know, I have no kids to be concerned about. This is why I'm so high on life right now. Because God has spoken to me. What the fuck are you complaining about, you fat cunt? You got no commitments. You got no wife. You got no kids. You're living with your fucking parents. You got no bills to pay. You got no mortgage. What? What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Oh, tell you, I am blessed. I got no, say if I was in a relationship, right? And don't get me wrong, being in a relationship can be awesome, but at the same time, it can be hell. Say if I was in a relationship with a woman who was violent towards me, who beat me up, who smacked me in the face, or smacked me, or something like that. I mean, she could try, but say if it did happen, right? But the point is, I'm not in that situation. The point is that I'm free. The point is, I'm alone in solitude. I know, look at the mess. But who cares about the mess? I'm on my own. Look at the mess. I will show you the mess. Yeah, I got a bench press because I do exercise, so I got a bench press there. But look at the mess there. But the point is, the point fucking is, pardon the French, I don't give a fuck. Why would I care? I'm single. I'm free. Exactly. Anyway, gonna just give me 2 secs. I want to show you how free I am by pouring a little bit of gin in a little bit of a glass. The thing is, see, when you also drink in the house, you can make your own measurements as well, because obviously if you're in a pub and say if you ask for a spirit, the pub measurements, but in the house it's like, I don't know, fuck, bollocks. So yeah, anyway, please comment, please subscribe if this video has helped you somehow. Then just do what you want now. But yeah, And my catchphrase when I'm drunk, I don't give a fuck, you know? I don't give a fuck. But in this case, I do give a fuck. So, pardon the French. So yeah, please comment, please subscribe, and please don't hesitate to hit the like button. Thank you, and God bless you all. Amen.